What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4. Our conquest of the Soviet Union is coming along very nicely. Our 72 divisions of motorized and mechanized divisions are pushing across Europe. We are producing quite a bit of more mechanized. It looks like we're losing 34 every day, but we do have 2.5 thousand in our, reserves. We have 5.9 thousand modern tanks. Because we have so many, I might go ahead and just train up 24 of these divisions. Yeah, 24 is going to be my goal. We don't want to set a location, and it looks like we are now out of modern tanks. But luckily, with the amount that we are actually producing, we should do a lot better. Getting some mechanized, some better mechanized. Going from Mechanized 2 to Mechanized 3. We should have 3 divisions of Mechanized being produced. And it doesn't look like it at all. It looks like we only have 2. Which might actually be why we're not doing too well. We need some tungsten. Looking at our trade. Let's get a few from Bolivia. And we still need a little bit more tungsten. We need 1 more tungsten. Let's get it from Australia. And if we look at our infrastructure, it looks like everything needs to be repaired once again. I'm going to put all of these up as much as possible. And you know what? Maybe instead of producing heavy tanks, let's actually cancel all of these heavy tanks. Look at our motorized divisions. Or better yet, let's change over some of our modern tank production to maybe getting some better mechanized. Anti-tank might as well. So looking at our production, we obviously have a lot of full production. But do we really need all these modern tanks? Probably. What do we want to stop producing? We obviously have some free factories. We could start producing even more mechanized. But the war is almost over. I'm not sure if it's really that great of an idea. All of you are... looks like some units have been... Oh, they haven't died. They've just retreated. If all of you can continue to push into this province, all of these units will die and take attrition. We need this area right now. Are we about to take it? Yes, we are. All of these units are going to get over... Oh, doesn't look like we're going to get it. And let's cancel you and you. I don't see any others except for this. Everybody is moving to the best of their ability. All we need to do is take this little area. It looks like we have already begun cutting off all of these tanks. The rest of these units are going to die. They're going to take attrition and not be able to resupply. Might as well take 1 of these units and take that area. Getting some better artillery. And I believe we have actually reached our goal. This is our last objective. All of these units are going to die and get overrun. And there we have it. Massive, massive overruns here inside the Soviet Union territories. Can we take all 72 of you, create a brand new offensive line? I want to make my way to Moscow. And then continue making our way down to, I suppose, Crimea, or better yet, Azov. I believe that is the name of the territory. Rostov. And activate when you're ready to go. We are going to be having an aggressive stance. How is the infrastructure looking over in these provinces? Primarily well. We have level 10 infrastructure all the way through Siberia. I don't even know if we need to continue building this up. It wouldn't make too much sense. And you know what? I don't think we are. Let's just cancel everything. It's not really needed. And you know what? Because the game is pretty much over, Soviet East Indies has capitulated, which I believe was Venezuela. There they go. What I think I'm going to do now is, because the game ends in, I believe, either 1949 or 1948, I think I'm going to take a glance at my construction. And instead of, once some of this infrastructure is done, you know, I don't even need to do that. All of you need to go to the bottom. Our war is pretty much over. I might start switching back to a civilian-based economy. Whether it's through converting to civilian factories. Yeah, building these up might be a good option. So I'm going to start with Maine, get as many as we can, even here as well. As we accumulate more and more civilian factories, the better off we will be. I think this one military factory... Nope. This is going to take quite some time, but the war is pretty much over. And heading back to like a disarmed nation, we would do a lot better. Moving into Moscow, looking at our overall construction, we don't really need this infrastructure at all. I don't know why we're working on it. Kamchatka needs to stay, but everything under the synthetic refineries can go. Yep, these all can go. I don't know what we're going to conquer. That's another issue that we're going to be dealing with. I would really like to take Venezuela, very much. We are going to be producing a lot of new civilian factories very, very soon. And I think overall, our actual production is going to drop. I don't know if we need as many more mechanized, so I think I'm just going to remove these altogether. And we do need to save some rubber, so let's remove the jet tactical bombers and one row of modern tanks. Looking at our trade, we don't need nearly as much chromium, so we are going to stop trading with the British Raj. It's going to save us some factories. Stop trading with Free France, save us some factories. We still have a massive surplus altogether. Let's stop trading with the United Kingdom. And now we need 158. Well, as we stop producing, it's not going to be as bad. Let's stop producing one more row of modern tanks. And we have almost 60 free military factories. But as we continue to convert and change over, we should do a lot better. Moving through the Soviet Union's empire. And we are making our way to Moscow as we speak. These 28 units are pretty much all experienced and prepped and ready to go. There's really just not much to say. Like, obviously we are continuing our push westward. Germany has fallen. My entire goal will be to take Venezuela and just really build up whatever I can. We obviously have quite a bit of civilian factories. If we continue converting a lot of these provinces, I feel like we'll do a lot better. Taking another glance at what we can convert, especially here in the southeast. Here in Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Louisiana, and Mississippi. We are going to be gearing down our production as quickly as we can. M1 Bazooka has been unlocked. I wish we could continue through with industry, but it doesn't look like it's going to be viable. Maybe even stopping another production of light modern tanks. Yeah, I don't know. If anything, stop producing our battleships. Yeah. We need chromium and they can't even do anything. Our destroyers don't require chromium. How is our push towards Moscow? It's coming along nicely. We haven't lost a single unit. Or at least a single division. Though a lot have taken a lot of damage. We are pushing up on their capital. The UK might even beat us there. I hope that doesn't happen. But we are pushing very aggressively. And we are about to take a new airport. If we could take this airfield, we will gain quite a bit of, fighter supremacy in the area. And it looks like it's been taken. Don't know where it went. There it is. Hasn't been taken yet, though we are pushing. And the Montana class has been unlocked. We are about to put in some air power. Only 200 planes, but we are going to be putting in 100 heavy fighters. And obviously putting in... We could even put in some jets. We haven't done that. 100 and 100. Jet tactical bombers. All of you are going to work on Moscow. And air superiority and close air support is going to be your entire goal. We are definitely pushing, doing our jobs. Looking at our research, what can we research? We don't need anything at all, but I guess a better carrier. Absolutely going to be getting advanced landing crafts, only 9 days. Better artillery. I guess we're going to get anti-air, even though we will never use it. Might as well get light tanks, because we won't use those either. We could get better improved oil plants, though I don't think we're going to use those. Moscow is almost ours. Continuing the push. Are we out of motorized? We're still losing mechanized quite a bit. Motorized down to 1.6 thousand. And from here on out, I'm going to keep my production of mechanized infantry. And maybe even modern tanks, but a lot of these aren't necessary at all. Still lacking an abundance of chromium. A lot of our synthetic refineries are still being produced. Do we need any rubber? Obviously not. Yes, we need 13. Maybe that can change as well. These 28 units don't need to exercise anymore. Now that they are 25% better in combat. I don't even think this infrastructure needs to be worked on, except for Kamchatka. They need to be improved indefinitely. But other than that, I think all of these can be deleted. Our synthetic refineries will put us on the map. And then these can go to the bottom. We are not going to be finishing these at all, but we're going to try our best. All of you can be removed. All of you can be removed. You go to the bottom. And then finally start our conversions of all of these factories. Now that the war is over, we are pretty much gearing on down. I don't plan on going to war with the United Kingdom anytime soon, or the Allies, though we probably could defeat them. I feel like I would have done a lot better had I have taken Mexico and had I have taken Canada. I don't really know where we stand, though. That's our issue. Looks like some of these units are going to die. The leftist International Venezuela has capitulated. All of these units are going... Oh, what has happened? Well, the game crashed, but we are going to pick off where we left off. Anyway, we are obviously still constructing quite a bit of infrastructure, quite a bit of synthetic refineries. Eventually, we're going to start pumping out some civilian factories, and I don't think they're going to require very much production in general. Leftist International Venezuela has capitulated. Lithuania has capitulated. Moscow is being marched upon. And here we are, moving on in. Looks like all 72 of these units are still doing their job, but we have an abundance of French units and an abundance of everyone else you can imagine. Wonder why France is here. We obviously gave them access to our lands. Can we revoke? Cancel military access. They're not going to like that. But we want them out of our land. Decline. And I'm hoping all of these units will just leave. I don't really know what's going to happen. But here we are, continuing on to Moscow itself. Though very slowly. Most of the heavy fighting is down here in the south. If we can remove this threat, which looks like it's about to be destroyed, we might even be able to take all 72 of these Marines, or excuse me, these units that are called Marines, which is not accurate. Destroy that. Once this falls, destroy this. Once this falls, we can cancel you all the way up to here, to Stalingrad. And then keep our focus here in the north. Our goal is obviously still to conquer Moscow, though it would be nice to take some additional planes and some airfields. Looking at our construction, have we even started working on our civilian factories? Not really. I think we're going to have too many refineries as well. Let's destroy a few. And then, obviously, as we start to complete these, our civilian factories will be constructed. We have a lot of army experience. We could go ahead and improve our tank, though we're not even making that many. Looking at our modern tanks in general, all of these modern tanks could be improved. I think I'm going to cancel one line of production, and then all 5 of these modern tanks are... We have the Patton A2. I could have swore the A1 had some armor. So let's take a look at the A1. Add some armor, reliability, engines, and main guns. 380 is what's going to be required. Adding more engines and reliability. No, let's add the reliability. Don't know if we need reliability because of our maintenance companies. What about a main gun? Reliability going down. And we will save. The Patton A2 is what we will start constructing. We weren't even making the Patton A1, which is literally the worst. But all of you are going to do a hell of a lot of damage. Slovak Socialist Republic has capitulated. Still making our way into Moscow, though not growing nearly as quickly as we could. With all of our experience, we might want to go ahead and finally switch over to mechanized, though we only have 1.2 thousand and only 139 motorized. Let's start producing with what we have left. We're going to need some mechanized. I don't really like to do this, but it needs to happen. Now we need rubber again. But as the days go by, we're going to gain some refineries, and I feel like we're going to do a lot better in the next coming months. Iran and Afghanistan want a non-aggression pact, which we will not give them. And our entire goal is to just make our way to Moscow. I wish we could just take it now. Beeline all the way there. This unit's probably going to die. But maybe not. It is starting to basically push without organization, which is kind of bad as well. Making our way closer and closer to Moscow. Can you just beeline your way there? You're not very far away. And if we can take Moscow, all we need to deal now is with Poland and Romania, and then we are going to be ending our war. Polish People's Republic has capitulated. Poland no longer exists. Moscow is about to lose a massive war goal. All these units are taking attrition. We are taking attrition too, but not as much. A great victory, the fall of Moscow. These 72 troops, we can destroy these front lines. And I'm hoping that all 72 will move to their frontline headquarters. And I think they are, but I really don't know. I guess we'll find out in a moment. But now that we own Moscow, our construction of the civilian factories are finally beginning. And I'm wondering, is that the last one other than Romania? Romania and Hungary need to fall, and the Soviet Union is pretty much no more. So something like this, you can come up, you can come over. Construction all together. The more civilian factories we have, the better off we will be. I really wish we didn't have to waste so many factories. Like, obviously, it says war bonds -5%. I think that's helping us. I don't really know. But 15% of 738, I guess, is 74. And we're obviously using a lot for trade. Kiev is the last stronghold, and it looks like Greece will take it in time. Looking at our actual war score, it should be 100 because we don't have really any allies, but we'll see what this will look like. Obviously, the allies itself took care of Germany, Poland, and a lot of Russia, like down here in Kiev and Ukraine and in the Caucasus. Let's take all 72 of you, create an offensive line, push a little bit farther, all the way down to Kiev, though it's probably not going to be necessary. We're going to activate what we can. And any moment now, the war should be over. Looking at our construction, a lot of civilian factories are being constructed. Improved oil plants as well. Let's continue to convert what we can, especially here in the Americas. Here in Ohio, here in Michigan, and maybe even here inside Texas, and even California. What's funny is the more civilian factories we create, the better off we'll be. Looks like we have completed. The Soviet Union has capitulated. We are going to obviously take Venezuela first, if we even can. Leftist Republic, I want to take all states. Yes, I do. I could make it a puppet state, but instead, I will not. So, I have quite a bit of score. I want bits and pieces of Siberia. I have no idea when I can not accept. I guess I have 361 out of 1950. So, the more we push across, I would like all of Mongolia. I would like all of China. Xinjiang, Siberia, of course, as much as possible. I don't really want any of Europe, because there is going to be fighting, no doubt. We want to make our name as big as possible. That's really the only thing that matters. Oh, yikes, we have taken way more than necessary. Okay, so we can accept this. I would like more of the north. I would like all of Mongolia. Doesn't look like it's going to be possible. So that is what we will take. End our turn. I'm actually going to pass one more time. Take all of China, all of Mongolia, whatever else we can take here. The reason why you pass is you get more and more score. Actually quite a bit of score. And my goal is to just build up as much infrastructure as possible. Oh, we can't take all this, though I wish we could. Probably taking way too much. I'm going to end our turn, pass one additional time, pass one more time as well, and then try to take all this land, especially these mountains. That way we could have a pretty formidable defense. A lot of aggressive expansion. Still looks like we can keep taking. Making our way into Moscow, I suppose. Looks like it's already been taken. Let's take our steel. Take whatever we can. Chromium would be very nice to own. Maybe even making our way into the oil fields of the Caucasus. Crimea for some chromium. Looks like we could still keep taking. He doesn't want to stop anytime soon. Ending our turn. Continue taking bits and pieces of the Soviet Union. We want all the steel. All these resources. I'm going to end our turn one more time. Try to take all of this. And might as well take more of the Black Sea. Build up our navy if needed. Looks like we're still good to go in a variety of areas. Nope, can't take all that. But I do want as much of the coast as possible. Which we can't take. Let's pass one more time and then take the rest if we can. Looks like that is not part of the US. I don't believe so. That's a little sad. There looks like there's some steel here. And we can't actually take St. Petersburg. But we can do this. And now, finally taking the rest. No, can't do that either. Ending our turn. That is what the world looks like. I don't really want any of Germany. Though it would be really fun to change their government, though I don't think we can. Slovakia, I don't want any of this, but I guess I'll take Pomerania. In turn, I'm going to pass a few times. What is left? Slovakia? I don't even want that. Okay, let's take a look at the Free America. I would definitely say we're the most powerful nation in the world with 928 factories. What we want to do, though, is build up our infrastructure, especially here along the Soviet Empire. But I think what we obviously want to do is build up our factories. We're going to change pretty much everything over to our factory production. And I think what we might even do, looking at our trade policies, the game is pretty much over, so all I want to do is try to get our overall civilian factory production up as much as possible. So, looking at our country itself, it might be a good idea to go from limited exports back to free trade, because the factory output would just increase exponentially. So I think I'm going to do that. And going from a war economy, yeah, I would like to go to total mobilization, but I don't think we can, so we will not. And now our factory production is going to be a lot quicker, and all we're going to be doing is just trying to build as many civilian factories as possible. Czechoslovakia has joined the Allies. We now own all of Venezuela, which is good as well. And unfortunately, we are fascist, but I don't know if that's really all that bad. All 72 of you, your entire goal is to make a new front line. Well, I guess we can't even do that. Cancel. Let's garrison all of these areas. It's going to be a little challenging to do so, but I don't really mind. And I don't think my units will either. And now that we own bits and pieces of the Black Sea, our naval production could go skyrocketing. Which is fairly nice. But yeah, this is our new world. I believe the Free American Empire is obviously one of the most powerful in the game. I probably should go ahead. Oh, are we going to lag out again? Been running into a variety of issues here. Well, guess not. So we have so many convoys now, and I think we lack quite a bit of, you know, overall, we are trading more than we should. Taking a look at France, we don't want to use any of our factories if we need to. Don't need to trade for oil, aluminum, rubber, tungsten, steel. Looks like we're taking steel, we don't need to. And chromium. So now, here we are. We have 441 civilian factories. Every day that goes by, we are making more and more. We could ease our draft laws, going from extensive conscription all the way to a disarmed nation. What would this do? Oh, nothing good. It won't even give us anything positive. Just recruitable population would go way down. I wonder if our numbers would go away. Yeah, we still have 1.4 thousand manpower, but now that we are a disarmed nation, free trade, our civilian factories should just really just start pumping out very, very soon. I wonder if instead of changing these, we should just make more. That might actually be our best option. You know what? That is actually what I'm going to do. Build as many civilian factories as we can. I'm going to try to see how many we can create before the end of the game. Mexican opposition has joined the Allies. It's funny because we can make so many new units. Second Brazilian Republic has joined the Allies. Excuse me, we can make so many new factories that, you know, we are going to be exploding in growth. But obviously we need to improve our infrastructure as much as we can. Obviously, I don't think we're going to be building this many at all, but it is going to be cool to see how much we grow. And especially our free trade giving us 15% more growth, or factory output, should be very nice. And there we are. I didn't actually think I would take all of Siberia, but it looks like it's gone ahead very well. And that is our goal. I have no idea how well this is going to work, but it looks like we are making more and more factories as the game goes by. We currently have 1,024, we have 480 civilian factories in use, and our military factories are plummeting every single day. And I just wish I would know how much, you know, the conversion cost. But let's continue converting whatever we can. Probably a lot cheaper than just building civilian factories in general, which obviously it is. My goal is to have about maybe 80 military factories in general, and then obviously a hell of a lot of civilian factories, because then we could really build anything and everything. Looks like 12 are being built in California. Our overall production is going to skyrocket and be through the roof. Well, anyway, we are going to end this episode here. Thank you all for joining me, and I will see you in our next adventure.